So contrast is cool.
It is.
It creates desire.
And thoughts are turned into things. You like the things? Keep thinking the thoughts. You don't like the things? Back away.
So you've been helping me with my career. Every time I come to a seminar, I get to come up and ask a question. And
that's interesting in and of itself, isn't it? So your desire and your expectation are right in the same place, so it happens. Mm-hmm. Thoughts turn into things. Consistent thoughts turn into consistent things. Yeah. Because you're different every time.
Yes.
We don't see your face and recognize you. It's the vibrational countenance of you that we are choosing. Yeah.
So my career choice originally was a doctor, and I love it. It's great. But over the years, it's changed now that I use the law of attraction in my practice.
Yeah.
And one of the things that you said to me originally was the best thing that you can do is to just soothe their vibration and to get them to stop talking about what is going on now.
The only value that any of us have for anyone, since we can't do it for them, their vibration is doing it all for them. The best that we can ever do for anyone is to soothe them as best we can from where they are into the receptive mode.
So what would you recommend to do to get them in the receptive mode?
This is a really important statement. What you do right now in any moment in time doesn't have very much power because there's not much momentum. But the consistent application of things causes more momentum. And so the consistent practicing of well-being in your mind, the consistent expectation, the consistent acknowledgement of the laws of the universe and that all things are possible. Just practicing being in a position that what you project through your focus comes across in a way that will cause as least resistance as possible. That's really what soothing is. And so that means a sensitivity, because sometimes you're going to meet someone for the first time, which is actually better because now you don't have negative expectations that might get in your way. But they're going to want to talk to you about where they are. They're going to want to explain to you the situation that they're in. And to a certain extent, you want to hear that. Just don't get too carried away with it. When you acknowledge that you are tapping into your broader perspective, who has already tapped into their broader perspective, so there's a lot of information available to you about them when you're in the receptive mode. So it's sort of like Esther not wanting to meet you in the hallways or the elevators. She doesn't want to have an Esther relationship with you. She wants you to have an Abraham relationship. It's sort of like that. You want to meet them at the best of yourself. And if on a personal human level you get to know each other too much, that will get in the way of that receptive mode coming through. Ooh, ooh. Don't you love knowing that? So be rested. Be feeling good. Don't overextend yourself. Don't try to do more than there's human time to do. Don't try to save the world. Don't try to jam your schedule with more just because they need you. Let you in your receptive mode state be the thing that matters the most, and trust that the universe will deliver to you those most likely to receive from your receptive mode.
And that's exactly where I'm at. I trust that the people who come in to see me are already in that receptive mode, or at least in the vicinity, so that I can help to soften and get them to where they want to go. And I step out of the way.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun because I know that there are a lot of times where I am receiving Abraham.
Yeah.
And when I'm working with patients.
We want to add to that because we are a combination of consciousness. And there is this combination of consciousness that is available to all of you all the time. So predominantly you're hooking in with your inner being who knows intimately everything about you and what you want and what your content of your vortex is. But when you get there, then you have access to them and what they want too. And so you'll receive insights about things. You'll find yourself soothing things that you have no conscious way of knowing even how to go about it. You just receive an impulse, and as you speak it, you can feel that it's meaningful in some way. Yeah.
And that's where I'm at right now, is I feel like I have this desire to do things that most people would not understand and expand and do. I don't even know how to explain it right now.
This is where we started this morning. The reason that you can't yet explain it is because it's a new desire that just came into the light and you felt it. And we could feel how much you were feeling it as you were trying to find words to sort of express it. So you've been in the vicinity of this receptive mode and that idea is just occurring to you. Now just hold it softly and we promise you it will flesh out into more applicable, practical things. And also know that you couldn't want it if it weren't important, and the fact that you now know that you do means that it is really well along the way, which means it will come to full fruition. Those thoughts are going to turn to wonderful things, and those things are going to help you know that. But you all don't want to know it after the fact. You want to know it before the fact.
Yeah.
So you have to go by trusting the feeling of it. And we can tell that you are.
I'm at a point where the condition or the getting the condition of whatever it is that I want isn't even the fun part. The fun part is, how is this going to happen? How is this going to manifest?
Well, you know why?
What is this going to, it's like that's what life is about, right?
So let's put the condition where it really belongs. The condition was what caused the rocket of desire to go into the vortex. So that condition, as it is, wanted or unwanted, has already served its purpose. Mm-hmm. And now, as you become unconditional for a while, then another condition will present itself to you and it will be satisfying for a little while, but it's like nothing that you want is supposed to satisfy you much longer than the ice cream cone you're eating. There's another and another and another and another and another. In other words, you keep thinking that some of these things are so big and when I get that, then I'll live happily ever after. No, it's another and another and another and another. It's the ongoing, because it's the feeling of clarity, not the subject of the clarity that you're going for. It's the acknowledgement of your blessedness and your invincibility, not the product that that produces. It's the journey, not the destination. You've heard all of these words and they sound like platitudes and sort of kind of are, but nothing is meant to please you. Esther used to say to Jerry, why don't you buy me that car? It will make me happy for the afternoon. And it's sort of kind of like that. And after a while, you get too many cars. Yeah.
There's something that I realized when I have some of the patients who come in and they're distressed and they're in a lot of pain. And that is that they actually have the greatest capability to expand and grow from that point. Because they put a rocket of desire for something greater in their vortex.
Their vortex is more active and there's more attention to their vortex. And so the receptive mode in combination with an active vortex brings strong, satisfying results. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something more?
No.
Really good.
Thank you.
Really good.
How you doing? Just a simple question. I've been following you for, 5 years, I guess, and a lot of success. I'm very excited. My second time I've been here. But a real simple thing. So if there's no assertion in the universe, then why are we transmitters? Who are we transmitting to? What are we transmitting? If there's no assertion. To me, transmission means you're asserting.
Well, you make a really good point. You're really going to like this. You can assert all you want as a transmission. But if there's no reception, then nothing happened anyway. In other words, if
I'm the receiver, correct?
But what we're getting at is if, let's say you're a broadcasting tower and you're broadcasting and in your terms, therefore asserting or projecting, asserting, projecting. But if nobody's got their tuner on, so nobody's receiving it, then it doesn't matter that the broadcast is happening because without reception of it, nothing has come together.
So like the tree in the forest. If nobody hears it, it doesn't happen.
All right. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. If the tree falls in the forest and there's no one there to receive the vibration of it, did it make a sound? And the answer is no, because no one translated the vibration into the sound. No one turned that thought into a thing.
Okay, all right. I'm still holding on to it.
This is the best conversation that we've ever had about the idea of assertion. And it is so satisfying to chew on it here a little bit. Because, of course, there are obvious things. In other words, when you think a thought, you are broadcasting. So let's call it broadcasting. Let's call it asserting. Let's call it projecting. Your assertion cannot affect anyone who wasn't a vibrational match to it and therefore received it. So you cannot affect someone else's experience who doesn't match your vibration.
I see. So it's more like a magnet coming together. We're just attracting on that vibration or frequency. Okay.
And even a magnet, think about it. A piece of iron will actually repel.
Right.
Interesting, isn't it? Got to turn it around. In other words, it's the projection and the receiving before anything happens. Two magnets that are projecting, put one in the receiving mode.
One last thing. You said that every thought that's ever been thought is available now, in this moment.
Provided someone gets in the vibrational vicinity of it, yes.
So maybe a foolish question. Where do new thoughts come from then?
Combination of other thoughts.
That's what I was getting to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Best combinations of questions we've ever received.
Whoa. I got to buy the CD now.
That was the point. We are appreciating your assertion, and we are happy that we met you and accomplished this co-creating experience.
That's the point. Yeah, I'm not in your space.
Yeah.
We're meeting
Oh,
halfway.
it's wonderful. It's
Right.
wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
Satisfied?
Yes.